Hello!
Welcome back.
Back from Singapore. Well, and not a single trace of tan on my cheeks.
I doubt you get it here in December.
Well, I thought the same, how can I get a tan in December? But it was all the more December in a tropical city. It's a business trip, guys. Not just trip, but business trip,
Indoors
work,
business trip.
Job, yeah, indoors business trip.
Yeah.
Almost all the way from airport to the Congress Hall. So, what we're up today?
Well, we're talking about how low cryptocurrencies can fall.
And how high can precious metals like gold and palladium rise?
And what about black gold?
And what about surprises that payment systems may grant us last week?
Yeah, so let's get started. We have a little announcement, yes.
Yep, just before we shift to Bitcoin, etc.
Yeah, so it's December, and well, yeah, we've got some present for you, but we are not entitled to tell it to you right now. We will soon, and check out our site. The announcement will be there too. So,
yep.
Crypto.
Just never forget to pay attention to our website.
So,
yep, crypto. Just like the old book title says, all quiet on the Western Front. So this week proved to be very depressive for Bitcoin, which actually proved all our worst expectations. By the way, Catherine, have you watched our previous analysis from Singapore?
With Anthony,
right.
I even helped cut in it. I watched it several times, again and again.
Catherine is the right type of colleague, which I like.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much, Catherine. Just like you remember, we expected that one of the options would be that Bitcoin will go down even more than it did, somewhere to
3,200.
3,200, yeah.
I watched it.
And in fact, bulls were indeed unable to keep the level of 3,900, and so the price dropped as low as 33.40, my note says. So still quite a profit for bear market. And the situation on altcoins market was even more exciting. The point is that not only some of them had just a very little drop, but another even managed to grow slightly in their price. Can you imagine this? In current situation, something still continues to grow. But this is not the last surprise, in fact.
You seem so excited about it. Go on, go on.
But because, I like paradox, just what is expressed of this situation. The point is that you're quite just the older, the more you just work here a little bit longer than I do, so you might remember the 2017 summer when trading volumes of altcoins in summer 2017 broke all their history records. It was something enormous. Bitcoin stayed almost stable while the
hype.
price, while the price for altcoins boomed. So what is happening now is even greater situation than it was that summer. Trading volumes of altcoins are beating their all history records. This definitely indicates, we just mentioned it again and again and again in every consecutive episode, it's definitely the case that something great will soon happen in the market, but still no one is unable to say what.
So you're expecting a reverse?
Reverse, well, just one more thing before we'll speak about the reverse, because these huge volumes of depression, not only trading volumes, but volumes of depression that I just expressed about the crypto market,
you don't seem depressed.
Is not all, Ethereum brought us even more depression that we could have expected.
Not him.
Because just like you remember, the Amazon, the media, shopping, trading,
they introduced a new product,
whatever it is. Giant Amazon introduced the development of their own blockchain platform used for services, for just ordering things in retail and so on and so forth, on the base of Ethereum. Algorithms, so it's complicated mathematical things, So this should have become some sort of support for Ethereum price, but it didn't. So the price of Ethereum followed Bitcoin, so that the former dropped below its usual price of around 100 and hit the psychological level. The problem is that
100.
if it hits under another psychological level, which is around 75 and 80 USD per one Ethereum, so the investors, pathetic they, may expect far more bottoms than they have now, even the second bottom and even the third bottom. So just crypto investors, all this set of bottoms at your service these days, So,
what about reverse?
yep, and here is the right moment to ask about the reverse,
Okay.
So the thing which you should know, even the most qualified investors would be unable these days to say when the reverse would happen. And if he would, I believe he wouldn't tell.
Or she.
Or she.
Good.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, should we feel upset with this news? Guys, I'm telling you, no. Because this is in our blood. Trading, speculating is in our blood, and this is the right moment to grab your money. Do not wait for the grass to grow. Do not wait for some signals to happen.
From heaven.
Yes,
Yep.
just catch the current move, guess the current move. And it does not depend whether the asset is growing or whether it is falling. You will have your profit.
Oh yeah, especially in LH crypto, we can short and long, play with decreasing and increasing prices. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Our trading terminal employs all this set of necessary signals and trading techniques and trading analytics, which will help you on this really streaming volatile market these days.
Okay, I want my airtime finally. Yeah, let's switch to the real world. And USD, like Bitcoin, is the head of everything in crypto world. USD is the same for fiat currencies, and it is still strong, but there are some reasons that it may someday fall off its throne.
And
you
what
don't
are these
believe me?
reasons?
Okay, to name just a few, count them. Federal Reserve System, their interest rate grows slower. Second, Euro and other developed currencies are becoming stronger. American economy is restructured, and the goods are costing more and more, which will affect everything. And the US foreign politics.
Was it the third reason or the fourth?
A third.
Because I have to choose the correct finger.
So economy was the third one.
The third one.
The fourth is foreign politics are aimed at isolation, and no one knows what to expect from Trump, as you remember. And the fifth one is that there are also some problems with the US national debt ceiling.
So here we have a fist.
Yeah.
Financial fist.
To hit the USD.
Just a new term for financial market.
Okay, we still have some international payments to make, right? And many, like LH Crypto, they have turned to Euro instead of USD. They accept payments and make payments in Euro. But what about countries and governments? They have to go even further in securing themselves and increase their gold reserves. Isn't it exciting? So gold is growing even higher, and well, we've known it for for the last 3 episodes, I guess, or maybe 4. We're speaking about gold all the time, but what has outrun the gold is palladium.
Palladium?
Yeah, for the first time in 16.
What's the stuff?
The stuff is used to make engines, gasoline engines, and the devices you have and you rely on so much, like I don't know,
like
a smartphone.
Smartphone,
Yep.
Vacuum cleaner? No, okay.
No, I
but
guess
still
not.
a device. Okay.
Vacuum cleaners, not it. Okay. Anyway, so for the first time in 16 years, it has outrun gold, and it has reached the level of 1,262 USD per ounce, and now people say that it's the best investment tool this year. So,
well, is it the best investment tool for countries or for individuals? Because I would believe that just imagine another central bank report. Well, our palladium reserves grow. And just, the common observer say, what? Because everybody got used to our gold reserves grow. Palladium. This is, I know, this is something about football, Palladium. How does this relate to, this central bank issues?
The people we are speaking to are not just general public. They know
professionals.
Stuff. Yeah,
like
they know stuff, so they know palladium,
just
be sure.
Enjoy our faults for your profit.
Okay, well, yeah. This is what I advise, actually, a little bit.
Well, the only doubtful thing about your part of the episode, Catherine, is that you named USD a real thing. Because I believe that after the crash of Bretton Woods system, no one would ever call this terms of paper, a real thing.
What is real then?
Well, gold, I believe, because countries nowadays, you just mentioned that they are, buying more and more gold for their reserves. They are acting just like my granny in its crisis times, Well, I wish my granny could buy oil, because oil is, I believe, another very firm asset, however volatile. So, the only one we talk about, I believe, in every episode of our series. Whenever. What happened on oil market last week? Two of the world's largest oil companies, ExxonMobil and Chevron, both American-based, are quitting Azerbaijan and Transcaucasian region at all after 25 years of presence. They first entered the market. They first entered Azerbaijan as far as in 1984. In a joint project of 5 companies, which was invited by the government of Azerbaijan, and the overall purpose of the project was to diminish the reliance of Europe on oil from newly appeared Russia and from gas from newly appeared Russia. And that time, that agreement was called an agreement of a millennium agreement. But now, they discovered that the project proved to be ineffective for whatever the reasons are, because it's a very sensitive region for both Russia and Europe. And you might remember the Baku-Tbilisi-Jaykan pipeline, which was, quite a headache for Russian government for consecutive decades. So now Chevron is selling its 9.57 block of shares in Azeri Chirag Gunsheli. Forgive me if I've
have to put a map,
Yeah, suppose.
We'll like a map, okay.
Because geography is something, just a side science at school, So Chevron is selling its block of shares in Azeri Chirag Gunsheli oil field near Azerbaijan on the shelf of Caspian Sea. The one where they get all the caviar. So, but not only the caviar, just like we discovered now. And ExxonMobil, is selling a 6.8 block of shares of his shares. Despite these blocks of shares are just a tiny part from the whole bunch of shares. ExxonMobil estimates his sale at about $2 billion United States dollars, which means that it still remains a very important district, a very important project in terms of global economy. But it all seems that it will go under the control of Azerbaijani government, or who knows, maybe under the control of some other big country's government. Whatever it is, this was not actually about the market.
Was it a good news for oil?
What was it about? Yeah, this was a good news.
Really?
This was good news for oil, because experts expect Chevron prices to grow as high as by 38% in the nearest year, in the incoming year. Do you know why?
No.
Not only because they all realized the project actually proved to be unprofitable, but also because Chevron is striving to become more stable country, more profit-driven oriented. It turned its policy towards growing dividends, payouts, and so on and so forth. And not only that, both ExxonMobil and Chevron are investing on tight oil fields. United States of America and ExxonMobil has acquired some huge oil fields in Guyana, which seems to be far more perspective and close to major oil consumers.
Okay. Well, so yeah, you've talked about companies, not oil. And I'll also talk about stocks now. And this time it affects each and every one of us. Well, maybe not us, you and me, but many people who come to Europe. So let's switch to it. MasterCard and Visa, we've mentioned them before several times. They had some troubles with American banks. Yep. And now they have a groundbreaking announcement that sent the stocks rate down for both companies. So MasterCard and Visa, they have reduced the commission for tourists by 40%. So if your card was issued outside Europe and you come to Europe to spend your money, then you will have lower commissions for that. And this is so good for consumers and for shops, but because shops and cafes, they included it into the price tags, but do you know who is not very pleased with this?
No idea.
No idea.
But I believe you're going to tell me.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep you waiting. So Marks and Spencer, Metro, Lidl, and the other big chains, they were not very pleased about it because they said, well, what about security levels? How can you secure that? And the most pissed off were American banks because the thing is that it's the payment systems who state this commission, but it's the banks who actually get it. So Visa and MasterCard said, well, now you'll have lower commission, guys. And of course they're not happy about it because they're aimed at consumers who big spenders who go to Europe sometimes and spend a lot of money there in Paris. And well, it's not a good news for them. But what we are interested about is how stocks are going to react.
Definitely.
And you know what? Yeah, they reduced the rate reduced by 4% for each of the companies, but still, experts and we experts too, we think that actually long term their stocks will only grow. So yeah, consider it as your investment tool in your portfolio next year.
So, well, time is up, I believe.
Time's up.
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, just don't forget to follow our upcoming gifts. Do not forget to check our website, Economic Calendar. Do not forget to try our trading platform and trading just at all, because all the big news coming from OPEC meeting and so on and so forth. Yep. So, next week is going to be real fun for us. So, yep, have a great week and see you next time.
Bye.